vehicles are they are nuts, dude. When are they gonna fix it?
With a superb mix of stealth and skill, the ultra rares steal a cash out.
But will there be consequences, Scotty?
Respawn alert! The socialites are back in action. Scanning for opponent. The finals prize itself on unpredictable gameplay, and I'd say that a skyscraper-sized sea monster doing shot put does qualify. Socialites are back in action. We have an anomaly at Vault 2. The ultra rares are breaking in. Area. A contestant is dishing out some destruction. Good shit. Socialites will earn some respect here. They've completed a cash out.
The Socialites' teamwork is going to be the talk of the town.
The ultra rares have grabbed the advantage. We've got the ultra rares returning to the arena.
They'll be looking for payback. The Socialites better watch their step.
cash out started. Throwing sonar grenade! Initiating escape! Pirate grenade out! Transferring cash out with us without a scrap!
Heavy on me? God, how'd you travel that far as a heavy?
Outgoing sonar check! Tossing a sonar! Well, the Socialites set the trend and clinched the win in this match. Congratulations to our rising stars!
Days a week I meet whatever the fuck I want. 5 days a week I meet clean. And then break it down to 6 days. Clean. One day.
Yeah.
So 1 day a week fucking off. You can get a lot done.
That's amazing. And the fuck off day is from start to finish. You do whatever the hell you want.
Fucking one. 1 day.
That's good. And then the other days, the good days, what do you like? Do you eat breakfast and all that? Yeah. I think that's great.
They're playing for keeps. They've snagged the match's first cash out.
That streak just turned the tide of the match. Then around fucking 10, I go, let me have some grapes. And then I go, I think I'm not supposed to have grapes. And I go, do grapes. And then grapes no problem.
Vault 2 is being opened by the Overdogs. Leading the pack, the Overdogs are going for it.
All contestants will wish they could buckle up. The laws of gravity are about to take a wild turn in the arena today.
That's very good. That's a key. You can do something that you do.
Back in play.
If you something that
contestants are probably contemplating a track and field career, at least in high jump.
Sonar
as
grenade
our
out.
low-gravity event
Scanning for
continues.
opponents.
And there we go. First team wipe on the board.
The Overdogs ran into real trouble in that moment. Wow, the Retros sure know how to rob a cash-out station.
Now that's how you play to win this game, Joe.
The Overdogs have been released back into the arena.
Initiating a scan. Watch out! Down here!
So it's like logging. He's a
The Overdogs lived up to their name in this match. Hot Dog! On behalf of all of us here at the finals, thanks for watching.
Your son's going, what the fuck?
Oh my God, he's a madman with that fast.
Yeah, well, he's an intense dude. You know,
Yes,
he's just
yes.
intense with eating too.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you ever watch him hit the mitts, you ever watch him hit
Yeah,
pads, he can fucking strike.
Yes, I know.
It's kind of shocking. And
Yes.
People that don't know him,
Yes.
you see him crack mitts, and you're like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Holy shit, he is
Yeah.
fucking legit, and he can roll around good too.
Oh yeah. When they get ready for Here Comes the Boom,
Yeah,
like when he was training with Mark Delagrate, I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
damn, dude, who's cracking those
I
pads?
know. I know. He did let me know in that one thing he did to me. You know who did that to me too? Farley. Farley, we were in Polo. Oh no, we were at a fucking hotel. And he came at me real fast. He grabbed me, put me in some shit. Pulled hard. Felt every part of my body crack. And then just like they tell me, I kind of
All right, the Jet Setters versus the Shock and Awe. We're back, and so are they. Let's do this.
If it sparks, glitches, or overloads, it's probably CNS. If it runs smooth, Via had a hand in it.
The Jet Setters are slipping.
It's a fish.
So he was
Raised each other up. We've got our first elimination of the match.
We've got some trigger-happy contestants out there today. Love it.
Trigger happy but strategic, Scotty. It's a delicate balance. That's our first team wipe, marking a pivotal moment.
The Shock and Awe caught in a rough spot with that play.
He was unusual, but I thought he did it a couple
he did, yeah, he definitely did. But you know, a lot of people did. Yeah, a lot of people did.
Was that your first big?
Leading the way, the Jet Setters start the match's first cash-out.
Nobody watched or got called hardball. What was it about?
This is a baseball show on Fox.
Yeah, I think it was like 5 or 6 episodes. What were you on that?
I was a baseball player.
Oh, that you play baseball?
set for the shock and awe.
3 down. Defense still in full power.
Flexibility is something that everybody it's just you just have to go through the process. Flexibility is not something it's a certain amount of explosive.
The shock and awe are back and ready to avenge that team wipe.
Defense don't clean. You'd think it was scripted.
Sticking to a routine, you just gotta force yourself to
This is exactly what the Jet Setters needed. They've pocketed a first cash out.
Defense so tight it's practically bar to wire.
Busy unlocking Vault 2, it's the shock and awe.
Throwing sonar
The
grenade.
Jet Setters have
Throwing
responded.
sonar grenade.
Let's see how they bounce back.
First detected up there.
Our contestants will want to remain in motion. Our Sky Laser just went online and will carry out a painful punishment on those who don't.
Reloading. I'm reviving.
I'm sure our contestants would like to pause and catch their breath, but we
Initiating
aren't
a scan.
done with our orbital lasers event yet.
Threat detected. Up there.
So I fucking sit down in my boots, just go under the joke. Hey, that's a good joke. And I think I should do that with Panic too.
It's all action. At the shock and awe release in the gear.
Special delivery.
So I'm going up against Scottie Pippen and Hendrick, and then we got Homie.
That kind of shit. Yeah. Anybody.
A lift for the Jet Setters, but a drag for their opponents as they steal a cash out.
A move that definitely sets the stakes higher, Scotty.
Outgoing sonar check. Scanning for opponents.
Turbulence troubles for the Jet Setters once more. Team wipe. Boom! Shock and awe reclaim that cash out with style.
We've reached the end of this game show event.
The Jet Setters are rejoining the match.
Go to cash out A. Moving.
setters have landed a smooth victory
gotta
in
pee.
this match. Thanks again to our sponsors and to our viewers at home.
You fucking would lose. That was, you set yourself up to do a live fucking special. I don't think I could handle that, man. My head was spinning way too much, man. But
Well, I had to over-prepare.
but you didn't have any pauses. You were just boom, 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 boom. How long were you doing that set?
Well, I did. Well, you know, because I have my own club, that helps a lot, right? So I was doing 2 shows a night, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I was doing 6 hours of stand-up
Yeah.
a week, which is a lot.
Yeah.
And then I was doing podcasts and all the other UFC stuff that I do. So a lot of work.
Right.
That got to be too much. So then I knocked it down to 3 sets a week, 3 headliner sets a week, and then I would do a bunch of short sets. You know, like that Bottom of the Barrel show that I told you that my friend Brian Simpson hosts. That show's the best.
Yeah.
It's like a premise factory.
Yeah.
Because you have this whiskey barrel on stage. It's filled with notes from the crowd. It's all just different ridiculous ideas for premises, and you reach your hand in, you pull one out, and it's just, you know, frogs are gay, like whatever it is, and you just start ranting about it, and you try to come up with bits, and every now and then, you get 1 or 2 every set that you write it down, like this could be something.
That's amazing.
And a couple of them made it onto the special.
That's incredible.
Because it's like it's a premise factory.
Absolutely.
So I had a lot of I was getting ready to do a special in I was gonna do one in August of 2020, but then, you know, obviously in March everything shut down and I didn't do stand up for 8 months, and it was just and then I thought about it. I was like, you know what, I just feel like just working on my material now. I just feel like just working on stand up and not even thinking about the special.
Yeah. That's a great feeling.
It was just I was just enjoying working at the club, owning the club, and then there's so many good guys at the club. It was just such a fucking hot spot.
Right.
There's so many people. There's Shane Gillis and Mark Norman and Ari Shaffir and fucking Brian Simpson and Tony Hinchcliffe. It's just like every night was just murderer's row.
Right,
and we were all just cooking together.
That's big.
And then when Netflix said they want to do a live special with me, at first I was like, fuck that. I don't want to do that. And I said no. I told my manager, I was like, no. I called her on the phone. I was like, what? I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And then I was driving home, like, why are you scared to do that, you fucking pussy? And I was like, as I was driving home, I was like thinking it. And then when I got home, I called her back. I go, don't say no yet. I go, let me think about it.
Yeah. I've had those feelings. Yeah.
And then the next day I said, all right, I'm going to do it. And she's like, you sure? I go, yeah. I'm not going to do it because I'm scared of it.
That's all you, man.
I was fucking terrified of
Of
it.
course, I'm scared thinking about doing it. I would never fucking do it. But you killed it. You were loose. You were rolling. You crushed.
Well, I did that set in order for 3 weeks straight.
Right.
So I had it locked in.
Yeah.
For 3 weeks, I didn't do which I always fuck around.
Yeah.
There was no fucking around. No deviation
That's
for
right.
3 weeks.
You were steady. Exactly.
I also wrote all the bits out by hand. I wrote them all out, even the ones I already knew. I wrote them all out. I wrote all the transitions out. I listened to recordings. I watched videos.
That's big, yeah.
I beat myself into the ground.
Yeah.
I over-prepared.
Right.
So that when I got up there, there was no what is next. There was no thought
You
about.
didn't have a beat sheet somewhere just in
No.
case you got lost?
No.
That's fucking balls. I would never be able to do that.
I don't
Why
need
not
to.
treat it like a regular show? If I had a regular show, I wouldn't have a cheat sheet.
Well,
just-
I never did when I was young, but now I need fucking a word. I need to look somewhere and see the word.
What do you like? Put like index cards on the stage?
No, on a monitor.
Oh, okay.
So, it says like, just
Popcorn.
one word.
Right.
Popcorn, and then
Yeah.
I'm ready. Because my head goes to space, and I get spacey as I got older. When I was young, I was prepared and boom, and I did my shit. And I think it helps me kind of relax a little bit, just knowing that if I'm lost, I look down and see a word and go, yeah, do that next.
Bill Maher brings like one of them conductors fucking things on stage. Where, you know, like they have like where you put the news, the music rather.
Yeah.
He has that, and he just has his ideas written out on that.
good.
So you just look down at it.
I get addicted to that a little too much. Sometimes cause in Largo, in L.A., I go up there. Flanny runs that place, and he lets me go on and try shit out. And I have a music stand, and I'll be at work all day working on movies, And then like 10 minutes left to go, I go, oh yeah, let me fucking, and I got a couple of guys in the office who help write jokes with me. And I go, let me try this, and this. And I just put the sheet down, go on stage, try shit out. Trying new shit out, nothing better than a new joke.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
That's the best if it's working. Usually does work too.
Well, you're enthusiastic about it, and if you really have thought about it and prepared for it, it's like a new thing for you. So it's like this exciting new toy.
Yes. You can't wait to get to that or open with it or whatever the fuck it is.
When you do movies, do you just come up with a premise first? Like when you decide to do a film, like if you decide to do Happy Gilmore, how do you like make your movies? How do you start?
That was just lucky premise. Billy Madison, I remember. I thought, oh, this could be great. A grown-up who does elementary school again. And that's a great idea of I get to be goofy, get to bully these little kids, then all of a sudden connect with these kids and have fun growing up again. So, but part of my head was like, well, Rodney did Back to School already, so everyone's going to say I just ripped off Back to School. Rodney went back to college. How the fuck do we kind of do it a step away from that? And I called my buddy Herlihy, who I went to college with, and he writes all the movies with me. He's just a great, funny man, and I've written almost everything with him. And if he goes, ooh, that's good, then we usually go from there, and we try to fill it out after that. Same thing with Happy Gilmore, Wedding Singer, Bobby Boucher, all that shit. We were just like, came up with a couple of lines of what we thought as an interesting idea, and then see if we can fill it out.
It's so funny because your films get loved by the public and hated by critics. It's so hilarious. You are the lead, like whatever the Rotten Tomatoes critic score is for your films means zero. It means nothing. It's only the audience is what counts.
That's all we thought about.
Because your films are all so fun and so silly and so, in my opinion, so underappreciated.
Thank you, man.
Because like this is one of the things that I thought about during COVID. It's like we watched it every night. We watched like every film that you made while everything was locked down.
Amazing. I love that. Thank you. Yeah, my fucking, I don't know, man. We lucked out. We worked our asses off like you're working your ass off now. Like this is. Took it very serious.
But you caught like a silly groove that I don't think anybody else has that silly groove like you do. Like you caught that groove with so many movies, man. Yeah.
We did. I mean, when I first started, Jim Carrey was crushing, Stiller, Mike Myers, a lot of goofy movies were getting made, and I certainly fucking love doing them. And I love being on set. Making those kind of movies, I love fucking editing that shit, thinking about kids laughing. I always loved that. Thinking of college kids throwing a tape in, sitting down, watching together. That was on our mind when we did it.
When you first started out, did you want to be a comic? Did you want to be a stand-up comic, or did you always think that you wanted to do films?
I think I wanted to get into the movies. I was fucking nuts.
Hello?
Cocky as shit in my own weird way. I think a big thing that happened to me was I told my friends in high school I was going to be fucking big. And I didn't.
So you had to?
I had to do it. I told the boys, I was like, you fucking great. And then when I would check in with them, I remember being on payphones, calling after even eating it at Catch a Rising Star. I call them, fucking yeah, I did. I said, what'd you say? I said, this joke fucking killed. Meanwhile, I fucking ate it every time.
So you're faking it until you made it.
I dug a hole for myself. I'm doing great. Robin Williams said I was fantastic. Robin Williams, I remember one night saw me eat it, and I was just like, man, I ate it in front of Robin Williams. But I changed the story up to like, yeah, he liked that shit. Yeah.
There's something that could be very valuable about being delusional and being young.
Yes, very delusional. So stupid, man.
I did this thing once. Do you know Owen Smith? Hilarious comedian in LA. But he had this, he's one of the best comics alive, but he spends a lot of time writing and doing shows.
Sure, I know.
Unfortunately. Which I think he should be headlining arenas. He was just at my club a few months back. I saw him. Fuck, he's a monster.
Gotcha.
The point is, Owen had this show that he was doing for a while, where you'd find your oldest notebooks and sit down with him and go over your oldest jokes, and it was so bad. They were so. It was like a 1991 joke book.
Yeah.
Gotta keep them all.
Yeah.
And I was going through. We were reading it. I was like, it's so bad.
Oh,
I had
yeah.
it like built-in heckler lines
Oh,
that I
yeah.
wrote that were terrible.
Right,
and this
yeah.
guy was saying this to me, and that. It's
Yes,
like,
yes.
oh.
That's so funny.
If I had to go back there and like give myself advice, I would say, you gotta quit. You're terrible
Oh
at
my
this.
God.
Don't do this.
What are you doing?
Yeah,
man?
don't do
You
this.
sound atrocious.
You're not gonna make it. You
So,
don't have it.
same thing. Yeah.
No way.
But I fucking thought I was fucking phenomenal. But I would look out at the crowd, not laughing, going, these guys fucking nuts. They don't see how great this shit is. But when it's almost like I was with my fucking giant afro, and my father would be at the table and be like, "You need a haircut." I'd be like, "What are you talking about, man?" He'd be like, "You think you look good?" I'd be like, "I look great." He'd be like, "You don't. Just so you know, you don't look great." I'd be like, "You are so off on that day."
It's funny, delusional thinking can sometimes
Yes.
carry you to the, like once you develop some skill, that delusional is like a little guardian.
Yeah,
It like keeps you
yes.
protected while
Like
you
the
actually
bug.
develop talent.
And that goes away because I'm more nervous now. Well, I had that fucking fear as a comedian. My head was when Colin Quinn, he had a club, the Paper Moon, in the city. Was the Paper Moon around when you were
No.
growing up? It was like at the Boston Comedy Club.
Like a
So
small place like
I
that.
think that became Paper Moon became the Boston.
Oh, the same club?
Yes, I think it was downstairs. That
Oh,
one.
shit.
So fucking Colin, like me, he used to get me on stage. I was going to college around there, and I all day long would be practicing on the elevator in my dorm. I'd be saying the shit. Right when Colin would bring me up, fucking head would spin. I'd forget where I was, not making sense. I'd say two jokes, and then I'd be like, "Oh my god, I don't know what's coming next." And I had that going for a while, but I still would go home at night. I don't know what it was. Psycho.
It's youthful delusion. Yeah, and it's also your central lobe is not fully formed yet. You don't even understand the world. You're a little meat puppet.
My God,
Yeah, but that's how you make it. That's how you make it in kind of everything. Like you're delusional. You know.
Yes.
If you really believe in yourself, that counts for a lot. Up to a point. Because
Right.
there's people that still believe in themselves. They've been doing open mics for 20 years. And
Right.
Nobody's stepped in and said, hey, this is never
Right.
gonna happen.
Right. Yeah.
You have to have a spark.
Yeah.
There's got to be a little something in there. And then you could build that little something into something special.
That's right. Same thing in sports, guys. Who
Oh, yeah.
don't keep trying out.
That is so insane, dude. I need them above this. I need them above this.
Definitely
This weapon.
had an amazing time as a youngster. I had a couple of people
Faster
that I had
drawback
a lot of
time.
buddies. We all had that same thing of like, I'm good, even though it wasn't that good.
Yeah. Yeah, I came up with Greg Fitzsimmons.
Yeah,
Greg and I were both like confused and wondering if we're ever going to make it. And just, you know, we do a lot of road gigs together.
Yeah.
And we were hoping. But it's, the whole idea was only just to like one day you'd be a professional. That was the goal. Not really have any kind of a career. Just
Yes.
like one day to make a living telling jokes. That was the dream.
Yeah.
You couldn't even imagine. Almost, I would see guys that were actual pros, but I had a bunch of like day jobs doing construction.
Oh, you did?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah. And so then I would do these nighttime gigs and I'd meet the real pros. The guys that just made a living doing comedy. I'm like, what must that be like?
Yes, they saunter in at night.
Oh my god. Yeah, they've been playing golf all day,
Yes,
laughing.
yeah.
The Kevin Knoxes,
Yeah,
and
man.
all those guys.
Yeah.
And I was just like, they were like heroes. Like, of course. You actually made it.
Fucking badass.
Outside of the system completely. All you do is tell jokes. And
Yes,
people
yeah.
love you and they come to
Yeah.
see you.
And the same jokes. A lot of the guys, they were just like, that's my act. I ain't
Oh, in
fucking right
Boston? Yeah. They never did television. So those guys
Yeah,
had,
right.
and people wanted to go see those same jokes again,
That's
which
right.
is crazy.
Yes.
Like Steve Sweeney. Did you ever see Sweeney when he was in his prime?
Absolute best. Biggest destruction, too. Yeah.
Oh my God. Steve
Yeah.
Sweeney in his prime would light up a room and with Boston accent and Boston
Yes.
material, you couldn't follow. He was a monster.
I think he went on very first night. I went on at Stitches.
Sure.
That was the first place my brother brought me to Stitches. He was going to BU. He got me one of those 5-minute open mic stuff.
That was the first place I ever did too.
Stitches?
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
How'd you do? Yeah,
I got a couple of chuckles.
You did.
It was like enough to where I was
How
like,
old were you?
maybe 21.
21.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Something. And the second time I got some laughs.
That's
The second time I was like less nervous.
Wow.
And like I listened to my I had a little tape recorder that I brought with me.
Yes.
I recorded it.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So
How about that humiliation? The silence on the
it was
recorder.
terrible. But
Yeah.
it also made me realize like what was wrong. Like, you know, just because I was studying it like kind of the way I study martial arts. Like if you'd watch films of fights and then I would you know would go, oh, there was a little bit of a timing problem there, and this I could have done this, I could have done that.
Yes.
And so with my second time I did stand up, I had the humiliation of listening to the first cassette. So I listened and I was like, let me tighten this up and maybe this
know.
could be a little better.
Oh, my God. Tight.
Write a little more there. But I got some laughs the second time, which was like crazy. I was like, wow, I might be able to do this.
Shit, man. Both at Stitches.
Yeah. And then I think I bombed the third time. That was the first real bomb. I was like,
Punch in the face. Fucking yes. Yes.
but every time I bombed, I feel like it taught me something. And then I would get better.
Fucking, I ate it last year. Last summer. I went up to the comic strip and fucking ate it for 10 straight minutes. And I went, oh, shit, I forgot about that. Forgot about that punch in the face. That is a rough.
I ran into you at the airport, and you
Yeah.
were telling me you just did some fucking horrific corporate event.
I ate it there too. Oh, that was. I mean, if I listened to the tape, I'd say you were okay, but oh, it's humiliating.
Yeah, you had just gotten done with it when I ran into
So
you.
I was shell shocked. I remember seeing you and your wife. Yeah. I had that fucking glazed look.
Those corporate gigs are so. Ron White just ate it at one recently. He goes,
He
I
did.
don't know why the fuck I agreed to do that.
I know,
He goes,
I've never
I
done it.
said no, and they said more, and I said no, and then they
Right.
came up with a number. I was like, all right.
Holy shit, buddy.
Yeah.
Same fucking story for me.
Those are death.
I don't think I.
Those things are death because the people that are there,
Yeah.
they're working with all these people, so they're all like kind of tight.
Yeah, they got shit going on. Yeah.
And they're not really thinking about the comedy show. They're thinking about
Yeah.
this is like a social environment with all the people. They're working their way up the corporate ladder, and they're concentrating on all their shit. And they're also they can't laugh at anything inappropriate.
Oh, that's
like,
true,
I
yeah.
saw Mike over there laughing at all those
That's
sexist jokes. Mike's a real piece of shit. you
Yeah,
know,
that's
like,
true, man. That's
Yeah.
good. I swear to God, I felt bad for them. I was like, Jesus, they paid me so much. I fucking feel terrible. I didn't kill for them, but
Yeah, Hinchcliffe just did one recently too. He said the same thing. I'm like, that's why I don't do those. It's not do comedy where people come to see comedy, and that's it. Don't get hired for a birthday party. Get the fuck out of here with that.
the only fucking reason I did it was Paul McCartney did it the year before. So they go, well, they don't do this much. I went, Paul McCartney, well, fuck, I'm doing that shit.
Yeah, but Paul McCartney.
Man, props to Dana White though.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan podcast by night, all day.
Hello, Joe. How are you?
What's going on with the mask, man?
I just want to see how you react. All this stuff. Rona talk.
All this phone talk.
Sick of it.
Yeah. Headphones or no headphones?
Oh, I'm
What
gonna
do you
I'll do the phone.
I just don't want to be the only one.
No, it's all good. Yeah, I turn them up right here.
Yeah.
Check. Here we go. What's up?
We got
Frank?
this?
He's
For what?
over there typing every few minutes.
So first of all, man, congratulations. You're the first guy to beat the system. You're the first guy to get fucked over by the system, go public with it, and then get your money. I've never heard it happen before. I don't think it's ever happened before.
Bro, I still can't wrap my mind around it. But I do have to shout out Chris McCarthy over at CBS Viacom. That guy, you know, when we were working this out, his approach was someone who was actually trying to resolve something.
Came through.
It was amazing.
It's amazing. It's a happy ending. Because usually those artist gripes, they never get resolved. Not to where the artist feels comfortable or happy with it.
Right.
They always feel bitter and angry. They got fucked over, and someone else is a producer, and they're making millions of dollars off of your work, and they continue to sell it and make money off of it. And
Well, I could say with a high degree of honesty. Not to say I was never angry about it, but I don't think I was ever like bitter. Well, by this point in my life, I
and
wasn't.
you would joke about it. You were angry about it, but not to the point where it fucked with your head. But you would joke about it.
Well, I mean, you know, the bottom line is no matter what happens to you, you gotta keep going.
Yeah,
And bitterness is quite cumbersome.
yeah, it's bad for you.
Right. So jokes is a way of shaking that off, or processing something with the alchemy of that.
Yeah, holding grudges, bitterness, shit's very bad for you. It doesn't ever help.
No, and now we're getting on in age. You know, when we were younger, it's fine to hold a grudge. You didn't realize that, you know.
You realize it was fucking. What is that expression? That it's about. Oh, it's about jealousy. Jealousy is a poison that affects the container that's holding it.
Right. That's exactly right. But with bitterness, it's the same thing.
Same.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, it's just not good for you. You gotta be able to let shit go.
Yeah. I mean,
But in your case, you made a ploy. Like you said what happened, how you felt about it, and they were like, "He's right."
I think, yeah.
Let's give him the money.
It wasn't a court of law. I don't believe I would have got anything.
It's kind of
In
amazing.
a court of law. I think in a court of public opinion, it was a good thing.
Yeah.
To say my piece. And through the years, it wasn't something that I would harp on. When I did interviews and stuff, people would always ask me about it, but it was something I was actually reluctant to talk about.
Yeah. Well, it's hard for other people to relate to this idea that you want more money. You know, you're talking about regular people, and you're saying this thing, even though it is yours,
Money
it's
is
hard for people.
money is. If you look at life, anything in life, through the framework of money, you'll miss most of the picture.
Yeah.
And you know, in business, especially this stage in our careers, you realize through the years, people play incentives. You know what I mean? That they're incentivized a certain way. That's the way they're going to behave. So what they want is never really surprising. How they get there is where all the surprises are. So I feel like I can forgive somebody for playing an incentive. It's disappointing. But what was so remarkable when I walked away from the show, right, is that it was against incentive. So people couldn't understand it at the time. It was so much money. How could you do that? And blah, blah, blah. But you know, by taking that money, finish the show, I would have got the money, but I might never have been the same.
I think it was one of the most gangster moves in the history of entertainment.
But
And it made you a legend. And the fact that you then started doing shows like I heard like Dave doing a show in a park in Seattle. He's got like a box. He pulls out a speaker and just starts doing stand up.
That was important, yeah. Because in that sense it was freeing.
Yeah.
Something about, you know, I was geared a certain way growing up because I wanted to make it in show business, and boy, that shit fell all the way apart. And as far as I knew, my career was over. So where'd you go from there?
Yeah, but your career wasn't over. You just decided you were gonna just sort of lay back for a while.
In hindsight, yeah. But when it was happening,
You really felt like it was over.
I'd never seen these things. I didn't see anyone else do this and get back up. I didn't see, you know, and the drum beat is crazy, smokes crack, this is that.
Yeah.
It was a wild experience. The way people close to you react, like I had failed or I ruined my life. You know, and then you know, it was cold. That phone would ring that. And then I had over a decade of sitting in that choice, but I didn't languish. Just that experience. I started doing stand-up for much better reasons than me. I still enjoyed it. I started seeing the places. Normally, when you're like successful in comedy, you know, you get off the plane or the bus, you do the hit, you go back to the hotel, you get back on the bus, you don't really see anything. You don't really, like even now, like this last run we did here in Austin. This was here for weeks. And then I got to see Austin. I got to find restaurants. I met people
Like, you already shot at him. Can you kill him?
stuff like that.
Maybe?
And it was like that all over the world, not just the country. I started going around seeing the world. I got overwhelmed with this idea that none of my information was firsthand. I just read it in books and I heard it from friends, and I was eager to see something from this. And I kind of entrenched this philosophy that my memories are some of the most valuable things. It's firsthand experience.
Yeah.
Can't take it away from me. Like if I reminisce on a nice day, that it feeds it. Remembering something is neurologically almost identical to experiences.
Yeah, I think that there's a real value in having experiences where you do it on purpose. Like you go someplace to have experiences and think about having those experiences. Because most of the time, you know, like like you were saying, if we do shows, you just kind of show up, you do the show, and then you go home. But if you like set aside some days to do things, like that's very valuable for your perspective, which is ultimately valuable for your act. It's valuable for everything because you're choosing to take in more information and data specifically to enhance your perspective on life.
Right, you learn things.
Yeah.
You gain perspective, which is very valuable for you
Yeah.
as a person. And it's humbling and it's empowering at the same time.
Yeah, because you know comics, like, that was a big theme during, like, the 90s, right? Where comics would all tell the same stories about being on the road. All the jokes were about airplane travel,
Airline
and
jokes.
hotel food, and that kind of shit, and the maid, do not disturb, knocking on your door, because that's what they related to, right?
The road warriors.
Yeah, that was what, that was their life's perspective. And it kind of shows that experiences, interesting experiences, are very valuable. But you don't think of them as valuable, you think of them as recreation. They really are valuable.
Right. And I call, you know, any information is valuable. I call it expensive knowledge. Right? It's like your buddy that's a war veteran. You don't want to know the shit he knows if you knew what he had to do to know these things. That's what
Wow, I'm
expensive
just
knowledge. I would not recommend
getting
putting
shredded.
your show the way I did,
Yeah.
if you can avoid it.
Yeah. But the way you take something is kind of drifting off.
I promise I wasn't trying to be cool. It was a series of troubleshooting. It's like, fuck it, man. Like, what are you gonna do? You gotta, whatever you go through, you gotta live. You gotta make it work and find your happiness. And you know, I'm lucky. I'm in show business, which is a pretty it's a multi-dimensional career path. This thing could go a lot of ways.
Yeah. Especially today.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So strange.
Yeah. And another time, would I've ever gotten that money? I don't think so.
No, because there would have been no social media, no pressure.
Right. No dropping specials on the gram. No comment section. No moveon.org. No.
And if you had gone to, say, like, the Tonight Show and made a pitch like that, you probably wouldn't have been there.
No. Of course not. And if right was saying only 6 of them.
Yeah.
It's number one.
Right, they would definitely have that. Like, why is Dave's section only 4 minutes long?
Yeah, edit it, spin it, whatever it is they do. But again, you know, all parties involved. Like, repairing that situation, I don't want to go all into what those conversations were like, other than say, and it's not like I'm just happy because it paid. It was a class act. It was like,
That's beautiful.
it really was. It was very encouraging.
That is very encouraging.
I think that coming up behind us, these kids are going to be playing a whole new ball game.
I hope so. I think there's more accountability now because of the internet, because of you know, people's ability to express themselves is so much different than it used to be. So you can't just be some ruthless, evil executives fucking over the artists like they did during the in the music business. And I mean, it's legendary. The music business is legendary for that.
Man, look, first of all, we got to get into this music business in a second. But I was looking on the internet. It was a bunch of waitresses talking about what celebrities did or didn't tip them. Nobody can fuck them.
It's true. Yeah. Yeah. They got a whole website dedicated to bad tippers.
Yeah. All of a sudden, breaking news: Ellen DeGeneres is a bitch. What? What? Who knows? By the way, I like him a lot. This is what we face.
Yeah. I
Our
don't know.
personalities get yelped.
Yeah. the thing is, like, if you talk to enough people, you're gonna have disagreements with people. And if someone if they curate only those disagreements and only take it from the perspective of those people that you had problems with, they can paint you out to be a piece of shit. Even if you're a really nice person who just doesn't take any nonsense from people. You talk to enough nonsense people, you're gonna have enough conflicts. And if they only curate those conflicts and make like a compilation, like Dave talked to this guy and told him to eat shit.
Well, that's why I usually don't do interviews. Because I feel like it's about fame in general. And I see you go through so much shit. It's like they blow you up like a balloon and twisting all these wild shapes like a balloon animal.
Yeah.
Just once you're in that thing, they can control the perception. That's why fuck.
Gaslight.
Yeah.
They gaslight people.
And you know, again, people play incentives. I'll give you an example. You know, years ago, not that long ago, you remember when all those writings of Gandhi came out? They're like, all this really racist shit. Have you ever read this?
I did. Yeah.
And you know the context of it. The time he wrote those things, he was an attorney in South Africa. And South Africa had a racist legal system. And in order to be successful, you had to be a good racist. And he was just succeeding. I'm sure he wasn't writing all this nigga shit in India. Oh, shit, I forgot.
We're on the internet. It's fun. Didn't Gandhi? There's people that were upset at him because he slept with a bunch of girls too, right? Didn't he, like
They Me
tempt
Too'd
himself?
Gandhi.
Yeah, I think he tempted himself by sleeping. I think that was the way he described it. Like he would sleep with young girls.
To tempt himself.
Yeah, I think that was the.
The evil Knievel of pussy. and now I will tempt myself. What the fuck is this?
I think I remember.
That's what I tell my wife. I'm going to a titty bar to tempt myself.
Tortured himself.
He called
There
it,
you go.
is that what he
called it
said?
torture.
Yeah, let's get this right, because I actually revere him.
Sexual Torment of a Saint. A new book reveals Gandhi tortured himself with the young women who worshipped him and often shared his bed. Yeah. And so...
Daily Mail, so this has got to be true.
He was killed by an assassin in 1946, huh? Wow.
Well, that part was in the movie. I don't know about all this torture.
I didn't know it was that. I thought it was fiction.
And then they just show a picture of him walking. So, I don't know. I don't know.
But go back to what it said there. Gandhi, a London-trained lawyer turned guru, was a ruthless cult leader who enslaved his followers with such bizarre sexual demands that it became difficult for many people to take him seriously, even during his own lifetime. What? Oh, it claims. Gandhi Naked Ambition claims it, Gandhi.
Someone wrote a book called Gandhi Naked Ambition.
Goes so far as to suggest that the draconian practices instituted by this iconic figure in the ashrams he founded prompted the perverted 20th century cults of Jim Jones and Jonestown.
Okay, all right. Someone wrote this book. I look at Gandhi as a person that fought against white supremacy. People fuck
a little bit. You like to lay down and get hard on. It's a big deal.
I'm sorry I brought that up. I didn't know Naked Ambition just explains. What was it, Gandhi? What's it called?
Yeah, but how would anyone know whether or not he tortured himself? Because does his writing say that? Did he talk about it openly? Did he like to just get blue balled?
Yes.
Lay there?
Yeah, see, it's that though, man. Like, it's all this, like, you know. I hate the debunking of great legacy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, imagine how the whites might feel to tear down a Civil War statue. This kind of thing. Now we're debunking Gandhi.
It was really funny when they started tearing down statues. Trump was like, what are they going to do next? They're going to tear down George Washington? And everybody's like, what's and then they started tearing down George Washington statues. They tear down all the statues.
I mean, George Washington did own slaves.
He did.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. So did Thomas Jefferson.
Well,
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Many of the things.
Yeah. It's one of those things where you shouldn't revere what they did, but what a statue is supposed to represent is here's an image of some person who's historically significant and established in the country. Doesn't mean
Right, that's the analogy.
Yeah.
To me, Gandhi fought against white supremacy
Yeah.
and was very successful, and then they decades later started
Yeah, the worst thing he did was get hard-ons.
Yeah.
Lay there and get tortured.
So yeah, I'm not. Yeah, now I'm not trying to put no value judgment on any of this shit. I'm just saying he did expel the British peacefully,
Yeah.
which was unprecedented in the world. The peaceful expulsion of oppressors.
Yeah. It's interesting how peaceful protest resonates for years and years and years. And when someone does something, so, like, remember that image, I'm sure you do, of that, there's a video of a monk in Vietnam lighting himself on fire.
Yeah, it's great.
It's on the cover of one of the Rage Against the Machine albums.
Yeah, that was great.
Crazy. Everybody remembers that.
Yeah, there was another guy who did that underneath the window of the Pentagon in the United States.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, white fella. I can't remember his name. I mean, but Gandhi didn't call it a peaceful protest. He called it civil disobedience. The idea being that I will not participate in my own oppression. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Gandhi got so much pussy. Let me tell you about this Gandhi. You fuck with. What, they're just laying there? Beat it, bitch. Go on, get some sleep. It's crazy. I think that, I don't know, man. I don't know where this culture is headed. I don't know what the fuck everybody's doing anymore. It's COVID year. Like I'm a little packed away. You know, I've been out.
Yeah.
It's doing something to us collectively. Like we talked about this the last time I was here, and I told you I was gonna come to the show. I wasn't bullshitting. Remember that day I said I'll come after the inauguration.
Yeah.
Because we all smelled that coming.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
It's a weird one. We're being tested. It's testing the foundations of our culture, the foundations of our civilization. It's testing how well we can be peaceful with each other and make sense and get along, and how much we value getting along with each other, and how much there's just so much divisiveness because there's never been a time in history where the whole economy, the whole society basically just got frozen for a year, stuck in some weird sort of side patch where we had to figure things out fresh. People lost, how many people lost their jobs? How many people lost their lives? How many people lost their grandparents?
Your loved ones, that's right.
Yeah. It was a weird fucking year. Everybody's very sensitive. And everybody's quick to pull the trigger. And then you got everybody there's so many people that have just been online all day long this whole year. And that's not good for you. I
still think at the core of all of this, this what you call weirdness, is these profound trust issues. And that's like I said on that, these people, they've hoarded toilet paper, they've hoarded, went and bought bullets out. None of these things are good signs. I think that something about the nature of COVID punched us square in our American identity. The visuals, the mask and all these things I don't think are actually oppressive, but I can see why Americans are afraid.
Yeah.
They just don't trust the messenger anymore.
There's too many mixed signals. It's hard. In the beginning, when Fauci was saying you don't have to wear a mask, and eventually they were saying you gotta wear one.
That was a
wear
huge
two.
mistake. I agree. Yeah, if you give people information that it may not be true, even if you have the intention of having them behave in a way that's beneficial for everybody, misinformation, the way you achieve these things, the separation from ends and means can be a profound problem if you mandate something like a nation of 300 plus million people. We need to be able to trust in this. So now you'll hear Americans say shit like, they should fix this, they should fix that. But in reality, the idea is we are that.
Well, we did before. I think people had faith in the government in the sense that worst case scenario, even if they're incompetent, everything will stay together. Now you realize, no, it doesn't have to stay together. It can be irreversibly fucked. Like I think some of our cities are right now. There's some sections of LA, I don't know how the fuck they're gonna bounce back. You drive down the street and see everything boarded up. You go, how does this come back? How long does it take? Does it take a year? Does it take 10 years? Like what is this?
And I have no point of reference to even make an educated guess. I've never seen any of this before.
Nobody
I'll
does.
tell you, like, okay, so my experience here in Cleveland, I live in Ohio. I live in a call distance from Minnesota. You know what I mean? It's open space. So we were isolated, but it wasn't oppressive. I could go outside, take a walk, and whatever. I go to New York. I was telling you, maybe a couple weeks ago when they opened all the comedy clubs, just to show support for the clubs that nurtured, my career early on. And it was a tough one. I'd been there before, like the Saturday Night Live week. That week was, unseasonably warm. Biden had just won that weekend, so people were celebratory. This time around, I got a sense of the emotional carnage that happened in that city. And it was significant. It was palpable. Like, you would notice it. I did. And to hear them say it's like, things are getting better. I was like, better? Because I hadn't seen New York since it was like incredibly healthy. In the non-COVID times, I've heard of $2 trillion economy just in the 5 boroughs of New York. I don't know what's going on. Restaurants open within the capacity. It takes courage just to go to a coffee shop or this or the other, especially with this problem of the trust being in deficit.
Yeah. Well, it's also a lot of people moving out. People are moving out to get the sense that it's an abandoned ship. It's a sinking ship. And then people don't want to invest money in it. They don't know what to do. They're not sure if they should stay. They start looking at other states where things are open. Maybe we should just move. Maybe we should forget about this business and start fresh in Florida or move to Texas or whatever.
Yeah, I can't imagine New York City not coming back.
It'll come back. It just won't come back the same. It's going to be different. It's going to take a long time.
Do you think anything will be the same after that? It'll take a minute, bro.
It'll take a minute.
It'll be a new normal.
Well, even Austin, it's not the same. It's actually bigger. It's growing.
This city grew, I'm sure.
Grew.
I'm sure a lot of people from the Bay moved here for the tech job.
Yep.
The weather is good.
Yep.
The restrictions aren't as aggressive.
People are nice. That's the big one for me. My feelings here are different. I feel with less anxiety. I feel like people are nice, genuinely friendly.
But do you think that people are nice, or do you think the circles you were roaming in California weren't as nice?
No, it's just general, regular people. Like, there's a guy in my neighborhood. I look forward to waving to this guy every day. He's an old dude who works on his lawn. And this motherfucker will wave at everybody who drives by. He's there digging and see the cars like.
No, that's so
And every day I see that guy, I get ready. I'm like, what's my friend? Me, make little eye contact. It feels good. I never got that in California. Nobody would stop from digging in their lawn and look up and wave at you at every car that passes by. This guy waves at every car.
That's sweet.
It's sweet.
How old is this guy?
Probably 70s, 80s.
Okay.
Older fella.
There's a guy my age would be weird. What's happening? Nobody wants to see that shit.
Yeah, that's a little odd. He's a little too friendly.
Call the police.
Yeah, 20-year-old kids doing laundry out there waving at everybody.
Hilarious.
Yeah, no, it's age appropriate. But it's just, there's friendly people out here, man. There's less of them. People value people when they're not a burden. When you get to, 21 people, whatever the fuck that rate is, people, they lose their value. They become annoying. There's too many of them on the highway in front of you. There's too many of them around you.
Well, let me ask you this: what is the mechanics of your day like? Is your day mechanically the same as LA, minus the comedy, obviously, it's COVID? But I would imagine you work out a few hours a day, no matter where you are. You do your show a few hours a day, if you're here or there. You kick it with your wife a few hours a day, with your kids. What else do you do here that you don't do?
It's just quiet.
It feels better.
It feels better. It feels better. Like, I like the vibe of the city better.
How so?
It's like, no one's trying to be famous here. There's a thing in Hollywood, even if you're not a person who's in show business, maybe you had an ambition and you abandoned it. Or maybe you think, like, now because of reality shows and because of social media, maybe you don't even have to be famous for your talent. You just have to be famous. Like, look at the Kardashians and a lot of people that are famous just for being famous. Like, there's a weird currency in having a lot of people know who you are. There's a social status to that exists in LA that is primary.
That's
it's above
very true.
all. It's above all.
All right, well, let me say this. First of all, when I remember meeting you in the 90s, this thing never really seemed too funny. You seemed serious about comedy. I heard whispering that you did kung fu. You know, but you weren't like you were social with all the comedians, but you weren't like the hangout kind of guy. You always off doing your own thing. Even this podcast, even though it grew to be a big thing, it started. I don't even think it started with the intention to blow this motherfucker up. Just did it.
Yeah, there was never a thought of blowing it up. It was just silly. This video was a funny video that was in the Comedy Store documentary. Tom Segura leaving my house, talking about leaving my house and talking to Red Band, saying, "What is he doing? Why does he do this?" And he's like, "I don't know. He just wants to do it all the time. He just do this stupid fucking podcast that no one's listening to."
Yeah, it's dope. It's dope. I mean, but at that time, and even still, the way I remember LA, it's winner's circle.
Yeah.
And earlier in my career, like if you're doing well in LA, now it's fun as fuck out. All the ropes open up, and oh, Mr. Chappelle, and they accommodate you expertly because they're so proficient in hospitality.
Yeah.
But if you're not doing good, it reminds you just
Yeah, it makes you feel bad.
it makes you feel bad.
I've seen people, the look on their face when you pass through a line and the security guard goes, "Oh, come on up here." And the other people that are waiting, they watch you walk through and they take their hair up on you.
Oh God, I hope. Because I do it all the time. I'm a rope crossing motherfucker. No more waiting for me.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, for those people that are in that line, to be that person that gets called to the front of the line and the doors just open, that they grab that velvet rope. Oh, Mr. Chappelle.
Right, flagrant elitism.
Yeah, they love it. They love it. They wish it was them.
Yeah.
And they want to be hanging with you. They don't hang with him. Get through that rope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm with Dave. Oh, you're with Dave. Come on.
I told you the first time I met Denzel Washington, the guy did it. Yeah, fun. Denzel Washington. Denzel very gracious. And then the guy goes, "My name is not." Use me.
That's hilarious.
It's wild.
Yeah, it is wild. There's social climbers in LA. It's an art form. They're skilled. They know how to do it.
I think I moved to Ohio initially of these feelings.
Yeah.
This idea of, well, I started so young that I didn't know how to untether the rest of my life. Those interests and geography was different. Like,
I love the way you talk about Ohio. I really do. I've always loved it. I love you do a lot of things that are awesome. Just, you've always been a kind person, despite all of your success, all the accolades, all the love that you get. You never let it.
300 though, but 300.
Who felt like you were better.
I guess that's a kill.
I've seen you, the way you interact with the door people at the store. That's
He hasn't killed a heavy yet though.
How do you
in
treat
combat.
the door staff? How do you treat the bartender? Are you friendly with all those folks? And if you're not, man, you're kind of missing the whole point. Like, you can make someone's day just by being cool.
that's what always makes me laugh about punk.
Yes.
The last time I saw her, she was a bar back.
Now she's on SNL.
And the next time I saw her, she was rehearsing at SNL. It made me feel real good.
She's amazing.
And I thought of all the comedians that might treat the bar backs like shit. But you kill them.
Yeah, right?
Security, Idris Elba, the famous athlete, used to be a security guard. in
Really?
Carolina. Yeah, asked me, she like,
You used to buy weed from Idris Elba?
yeah, I don't know if I can talk about it.
Yeah, you can talk about it.
I did.
It's
Yeah, I
legal
did.
now in New York.
Yeah.
He had a kickboxing fight. He's a legitimate Muay Thai fighter.
I heard he's nice with it.
Oh yeah, he's good, and he fought a good guy. Like, it wasn't a bullshit fight; it was a fight. It wasn't like he went out there and just knocked this guy with one punch.
They
He
were
had a fight.
scrapped.
Oh yeah, it's a good fight. And he trained for a long time. Like, pull up some video footage of Idris Elba hitting the heavy bag.
This I got to see.
Idris Elba's got skills. He trains hard, and I think he did it for a television show. So I think they documented his training. He trained for quite a long time. And, Muay Thai that's a fucking brutal way to fight. Kicking the legs.
Is that the shit
Knee
that
in
they
the
do
bottom.
in Thailand?
Yeah, that's what she did in Thailand.
I went to a Muay Thai fight.
Yeah, he's getting after it. So So he would train at this like legit Muay Thai gym, and you watch him. I mean, if I saw him about to fight in the UFC, I'd go, not a good move.
This is insane, bro.
Like he's training, he's doing real. I mean, he's getting his legs kicked, the whole deal. And you could tell that this is, they're not cutting any corners. He's doing the hard work, the real hard work.
I don't even know how we made it this far. You know?
So here's his fight. So he had like a fucking real fight. Oh, it's a real fight. A real Muay Thai fight. And they were getting after it. Does it show in the fight? Also, there's a whole documentary on it.
I guess. Yeah, it was a good game.
No.
Humility to possibly get their ass whooped.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody.
That's the thing. I mean, every human being can knock the fuck out, right? We saw that with Jorge Masvidal. Jorge Masvidal, when he got knocked out by Usman, Masvidal, he had an iron chin his whole fucking career. He'd only been, like, dropped a couple of times, and he was fine every time. Like, dropped by big guys, like Darren Till dropped him. But, I mean, he's one of the best strikers in the sport, and then when Usman flatlined him, everybody's like, oh, shit. Everybody can get knocked out. The human brain, the human body, the way your face is constructed, it's just not designed to get punched. So look at this right here. That could have easily killed
That
him.
would have dropped me.
Yeah, a good shot. I mean, he's got good defense though. He fought well. He did everything well.
I
And it
could
was a
beat
good
any
fight.
fighter alive at the press conference. but that shit, forget it.
Yeah, it is a real fight. They're showing it in slow motion. It was, it's hard. Fighting's hard. It's hard not to look sloppy. It's hard to look to get to a point where you're looking like, an Andre Berto or like Floyd Mayweather, it takes a long fucking time to develop that kind of timing and poise and movement.
A lifetime.
Yeah, forever. So what he did though is it shows character that he took that chance. That's a rare person.
When my kid was young, my youngest son, he got really into boxing. I used to take him down to Wild Card in Hollywood. We were in L.A. And he trained with Justin Juco and shit like that.
Really?
Juco was a great trainer because he'd make everything fun for my son. And my son got really into it. And one day, he was young. He's like, I want to spar somebody. And so they put him in the ring with this top amateur contender. Little guy, but, he was nice with it. And my son, in his little child talk, was like, I'm going to fuck this guy up. I'm like, no, you're not. They got in there, and, he did all right. But the gym got real amped. And I remember one of the fighters came over to me and was like, this thing your son has, you can't train that. You're either this way or you're not. Like, he
liked it.
tenacity he
Yeah.
had. So I always thought about that. You can't train that. You're either this way or you're not.
Well, some people, they can get better at it. You can get better at tenacity. You can get better at mental strength. It's not totally innate. Like, some people are just born with it, though. Some people are ferocious from the jump.
Fort Squad, stand up. I said Fort Squad, stand up.
It took so long ago. But I always had unusual power because I have a weird frame, like very large hands in my body, wide shoulders, and I can generate a lot of force. And so the problem with that is I would load up. It took me a long time.
What do you mean load up?
I would try to knock people out all the time. That was awful. Like, this is most Taekwondo tournaments. Like most of the fights are won by points, or won by decision. I won most of my fights by knockout. A lot of them. Maybe not most of them, but I was always trying to knock someone unconscious.
What does it feel like to knock somebody out? Satisfying? Is it scary at all?
It's shocking, and it doesn't feel good. It never feels like great. I would pretend it felt great. I'd be like, yeah, but meanwhile I was like, what the fuck?
Right.
Part of me would be like, what the fuck? It's always felt weird. There was one time that I never recovered from when I was 19 years old. I fought in Anaheim, California. Flew out here to fight in the Nationals. Won my first fight. Then I won my second fight. I was fighting this kid, and I was there. It was just me and my friend Jumpsick. He was coaching me. He was cornering me. And this guy, they had their whole team with them. There was all these people in the stands. I remember saying, "Come on, Johnny, get him, Johnny, get him, Johnny." And I knew this dude was just a little slow, and he was doing some things, and I was seeing some openings, and I hit him harder than I've ever hit anybody in my life. I hit him with a wheel kick, I hit him so hard I was limping for for a couple days afterwards because my heel hurt from hitting his head. And I flatlined him. He face planted, he started snoring, and he never got up. They carried him off the stretcher. He was unconscious for half an hour. And they eventually carried him off, put him in a stretcher, brought him to the hospital. But he literally never stood up and walked around. And
That's scary.
it scared the shit out of me. And then I
you
went back.
like the dude.
I didn't know the dude. He was from Chicago. I was from Boston. And we just met in California.
That's what's weird about boxing. Like, beating somebody up that you're not angry at
Right.
is wild thing to think about.
It is wild. Yeah. They do it all the time. You know, a lot of MMA fighters, they're good friends up until, a lot of them train together. And then they go and they fight. But I went back to my instructor. And my instructor was hard. He's a Korean dude. Had been taught by General Chae Young-hee, who's the original founder of Taekwondo. He used to train troops in Vietnam. This guy was hard. And when I went back and told Mr. Kemp, I said, we were talking about the tournament. He goes, I heard you had a really good knockout. And I said, it was very scary. I go, it made me nervous here because he never got up. I thought he was dead. He goes, sometimes they die.
Wow.
And then he walked away. Like,
Wow.
And then I was like, oh shit, that is neat.
Yeah,
Like-
how old were you?
19. And that was the decline of my Taekwondo career from that moment on. My
When did-
fighting career, I fought for a couple more years, but I lost a lot of my enthusiasm with that one fight.
Did the fighting and the stand-up overlap?
They overlapped for 3 kickboxing fights. I had 3 kickboxing fights while I was doing fighting. And I wasn't committing 100% to either one of them. I was half in with both, and then I realized I couldn't do it. And I actually got told by a dude who was an open micer. He actually said something that was so true I couldn't even argue with him. He goes, you started out pretty funny. He goes, but you lost steam somewhere along the line. And I remember looking at him going, fuck, he's right.
Wait. In what context did he say this?
Talking about comedy, like who's getting good, who's getting bad. We were all like a year in, we were all struggling. And we were sitting around talking about, oh, this guy's really funny, and that guy's really. He's like, yeah, you started out pretty good, but it seemed like you lost steam.
Really?
He wasn't even being mean to me, he was just being honest.
What was he singing?
I just wasn't as into it because I was still fighting. I was still doing both things, and I was still teaching. I was still teaching at Boston University. I taught course.
So you started stand-up in Boston.
Yeah,
That's a weird circuit.
it was a good circuit.
It's a great circuit. It's an anomaly.
It was a good place because it was they have no tolerance for bullshit. Like there's no dilly-dallying up there. They want punchline, set up punchline, bang, bang, bang. They want entertainment.
That
Let's go.
Don Gavin
Don't be
shit.
late. Yeah. Don Gavin, Len
Sweeney.
Clark, Steve Sweeney.
Yeah, man. I remember when I was a kid, I used to catch a train up to Boston and work out with these kids.
Yeah.
And it was the first circuit I'd ever seen guys making like 6 figures in that little city. They would go to bars and shit, and you think they played for the Celtics or something, like the
Yeah.
town embraced the local communities. Like they were stars
Oh yeah.
in Boston.
Oh yeah. Like nothing else. There's no other comparison. Any other city that's like that.
What was the guy who used to drink all the time? Teddy Bergeron.
Oh yeah.
You know him?
Oh yeah.
Boy, when he was in it, he was a beast.
Teddy Bergeron had one Tonight Show set that was so fucking brilliant. It was so brilliant. And then apparently he got fucked up on pills and booze, and they made him stick around. He came back, and he was so fucked up on drugs that it like tanked his career. And so he had this one set that was magic. And you watch that set, you're like, my God, that guy might be the best comic alive. He was so smooth.
I remember opening.
He was so smooth. He was so good. He was so good. He was such a smart guy, too, such a good writer. But, success and the demons, I mean, that's why one of the things that's very impressive to me about people like you that manage the success, it doesn't change your personality. You whatever anxiety comes out of all the pressure and all the people paying attention to what you're doing, you roll with it and you handle it. Some people don't, it's that scrutiny being the object of attention is crippling for some people.
I think early in my career, I did not handle that. You know what I mean? I was a kid. I was immature. It was a weird thing.
But you still handled it well. Even though you didn't know how to handle it, you figured it out. Like you did it. It was a struggle, but you never became an asshole.
No.
You never fell apart.
I think life is too just humiliating of practice. You know what I mean? No matter how you
Yeah.
feel about yourself, if you ever want to take that first shit in the day, you're a person.
Yeah.
You're
Oh
not-
yeah.
Players are like that.
No, it's true. It's true. Yeah, I mean, the more things that I do that are humiliating or humbling stuff, like the more things I do that are humbling, the better it is for me.
Well, the thing I
Heavy's
like
on.
about your comedy origin
On a
story,
rip.
like I was fighting, I was teaching, he said, and I was doing stand-up, I didn't commit to all of it. But now, that sounds like the recipe for everything you do.
Well, the things I do now, they enhance the other things. It's like if I'm doing a podcast, I think it enhances my stand-up. But it enhances my perspective. The more people I can talk to, more ideas I can take in, more conversations I can have with people. I get a better understanding of people. Like I'm building a mountain out of layers of paint. Like every day I'm getting a little bit more understanding. A little bit more understanding of myself.
You got a broad base, man. Like, I see you talking to people like Malcolm Gladwell. I read his books, it would intimidate me. Just chop it up.
He's a good dude. He's easy to talk to.
He seems like
Yeah.
that. I don't know him. But he's a brilliant dude. You are brilliant. It's just weird. It's weird that I know you. You know what I mean? It's just so strange. Like, I think back when we all still young, nobody knew if we could make it, not make it, this, that, or the other. And what our careers evolve in. And I use the word evolve very specifically. None of it is obvious.
No.
The MMA thing is not obvious. This podcast is not obvious. These things are what made you know, a multi-million-dollar player. I mean, sitcoms, that's like the obvious. We all did that shit.
Yeah.
You found your lane. And it's a really hard thing to do.
I've just been lucky that I've always listened to my own instincts in terms of like what do I enjoy doing, whether or not it's a good career move or not. I enjoy doing it. Like the early days, MMA wasn't a good career move at all. Like the people that I was working with on news radio, they would talk to me about it like I was doing porn. They were like, why are you doing this? You going to Alabama to do some cage fighting commentary? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Back then I wasn't even doing commentary. I was interviewing fighters. I was just interviewing. I was the guy who would interview the fighters after the fight was over.
Would you call fights?
No, I didn't call fights until 2001.
Oh,
That was
wow.
the first time I called a fight. 1997, I was just an interviewer. I did it for a couple of years, and I enjoyed it. But it was just fun to be there. It was cool. I would just fly into these weird places, like
Right.
Dothan, Alabama. Weird little spots you obviously never go to otherwise.
And that MMA thing was just kind of starting out. I remember I didn't
Yeah.
see, I started seeing like the Horace Gracie fights and shit like that in maybe the early 90s.
Yeah.
They started doing Shamrock.
Yep, 93 is when it started.
Yeah.
Yeah, I came around in 97. So I did it in 97 and 98. And then it was costing me money. Like I could make more money doing club for a weekend, comedy club, than I could doing these gigs. And then, I just decided I'm just going to stay a fan, just watch it from afar. I did it. I did the little interview thing. It was fun. And then the UFC was purchased by the Fertittas. And Dana White and I became friends because I was on Fear Factor, and he would give me free tickets to come to the fights. That's when no celebrities really knew what it was, and so if you could get a celebrity to sit up in the front row, and then they would interview me, and I knew so much about fighting, I started asking him questions about guys that are fighting in Japan, and then Dana and I went out to dinner, and he was like, "Why don't you do commentary?" And I said, "Man, I don't want to do commentary. I want to get drunk and watch fights. Like, come on, man."
Damn, props to Dana White though.
Yeah.
That's a good move.
Yeah, he saw me on the Keenan Ivory Wayans show too, making fun of Steven Seagal. And we were talking about martial arts, and Dana thought it was hilarious. And then we started talking about commentary, and then he talked me into doing one. I did like the first 15 of them. I did for free. I did it for a while, like more than a year, like maybe 2 years. I did it for no money. I just got free tickets. He just flew me out.
It's that, bro. These paths in life, they reveal themselves. And this goes back to what we were saying earlier. If you look at things through the lens of money or monetary gain, you'll miss so much.
You miss so much.
This thing about just following a passion, having a good dinner with somebody, I'll do it.
Yeah.
That's usually how the greatest things happen. When I did Star is Born, I don't do movies. I'm so glad I did it. And it was just because I liked it.
That's awesome.
And I just liked it.
No, yeah, being able to just do what you enjoy doing, that's the real success of life. Because if you're making a lot of money, you hate what you're doing. Like when I was doing Fear Fest, I didn't enjoy the job. I enjoyed the people I was working with. It was fun. There was a good group of people. We had a lot of fun. We had a lot of laughs. But it wasn't what I wanted to do. I was doing it for money.
Right.
And but it gave me, the good thing was it gave me fuck you money. So it gave me money where I had money squirreled away. It was like, ooh, I can relax now. Now I just do what I want to do. What I wanted to do was like do this stupid podcast. And then, you know, do these MMA shows, go and do commentary. And I did all that shit. Again, it was all just because I enjoyed it. And then that became my life. My life became only things I enjoy. So now, whether it's a podcast, or whether it's stand-up, or whether it's commentary, it's just I enjoy it. I look forward to it.
I had a year like that, right? Maybe the year before I did Chappelle Show. It was just like I was saving up to take a chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when it came time to do Chappelle Show, it was terrible. But at the same time, taking a shot.
Yeah.
Left side.
Take
Never mind.
When you take a chance, it's such a weird feeling. Taking a chance, doing something, even just moving here. It's so exciting. So exciting when you don't know how it's going to play out. It's so nerve-wracking. It gets you. Fuck, is this the right move? Maybe I should just play it safe and stay where I am. And LA's got to open back up eventually.
Bro, can somebody shoot the people that are dogging on me right now? Homie's just up there chilling.
That's what California state taxes are. It's crazy.
I'm not even good at math.
It's going to get worse, too, man. It's going to get
I'm gonna
worse.
die right
They're
off
jacking
rip.
the taxes up. They're trying.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's
They're
gonna happen.
jacking them up in New York.
You know what? Yeah, they're fine.
Listen, if I felt like it fixed things, I would be happy.
It's that. And I was with Jon Stewart. We were in Copenhagen and socialized in the country. And Jon Stewart said to me something. He said, "You know the difference between a taxpayer here and a taxpayer here?" He said, "These people think they get something.
Yeah.
But I think socialism or something like that only works in marginalized countries. Like everyone in China is Chinese. There's a lot of white people. I think, like, you know what I mean? I think in America, it's the them or the they of it all that fucks us up.
But it's also small populations, right? It's like one of the things I was saying about Austin. One of the ways Austin works is there's only 1 million people in the city. And then there's another 1 million on the outskirts. That's not a lot of
It's
people.
not like
That's not a lot of people. That's one of the reasons why it works. It's like people are valuable. They're not a problem. Even when you're in traffic, it's like 5 minutes. Like, oh my God, so much traffic. Take the extra 5 minutes.
right.
It's nothing.
Not coming from LA. Nothing is traffic after LA. Maybe Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta's rough. Chicago's rough. I remember doing radio in Chicago. I was doing the Schaumburg Improv, and you do radio in the city, and then you got to go back out to Schaumburg, and holy shit, this is far. There's
Right.
so much traffic. There's so many people. Big cities. That's the rub on big cities is that people, they don't value each other as much. When you're in a place like Copenhagen or any of these like whether it's Denmark or these places are not that big. They're big enough, but they're not that big. The United States is so big. It's so big. It's so big. It's so different. There's so much going on. So many cities everywhere's different. So many climates. 350 whatever the fuck it is million people.
Yeah, but if you see an American when you're outside of America, you know they want to bust.
A lot of times. Yeah. A lot of times. Just the lines are getting blurry now though.
How you doing?
You might think someone's American. You talk to them like, hello, mate.
All right.
Oh, look at you, motherfucker, with your backwards baseball
Oh,
hat on.
that is true.
Yeah.
I play overseas a lot, and you know I used to do it when I was a kid. It was more challenging. This internet makes all the crowds kind of the same.
Yeah.
They know every reference.
Yeah.
And American culture is still market culture. Like, you know, they know so much about our political lives. They know so much about our cultural lives. So much more than we would know about them
Yeah.
going over there.
Yeah, for sure.
And on stage, like I was doing a show in Tokyo. I'd never worked in Tokyo.
What was that like?
If I took a picture from the stage and asked you where I was, you'd think I was being sexist.
Really?
It was interesting. Yeah, some of the people who came didn't even speak English. They just wanted to see the spectacle of it
Oh wow.
because they had heard of it.
Oh wow, that must be wild.
It's Netflix, man, like, look, you get out in that world, Joe, you're famous everywhere. You've never been to these places. You get there, they're gonna know you. Or there was a thing that happened to me years ago in London, where I was in a restaurant and I was kind of waiting for the table. She asked for my name. She said, "What's your name?" I said, "David." David. She asked me, "What's your job?" So then I looked around and was kind of looking. Tell they had heard of me, but they didn't know that.
Oh, right.
That kind of.
Yeah.
This was after I quit the show, not long after, like 05 or something.
What did you do for those 10 years?
I learned a lot. I mean, but it was a humble existence. I had young children. I was raising my kids. I was living a suburban life. And then every once in a while, I get this feeling like I'm the funniest guy. I gotta get out there and like fly to Denver. And that's when you read us doing these 6-hour shows. I perform like I was desperate. I love it.
Yeah.
And at one point, I had done one of these big comedy tours, Live Nation Big Tour, with Oddball. And I did all right. I had a good run. I wiped out in Hartford, and that was all over again. That was the first time that happened. But for the most part, the tour went good, but it was a tough tour because it was a long show. I had to close it. You know, my chops weren't as tight as they were. But I didn't suck by any means, but it was humbling. But it made me want to go back. And the shows were like, every show was like $25, $60.
What year was this on?
Obama was president, maybe. I don't know, 8, 9, 10.
But
around there.
you were famous for just showing up places. You would just fly in.
That's the one. That's when I started. I used to, in the summer, I started riding motorcycles, which is like very uncharacteristic. But I loved it. And I rode. I said, I'm gonna ride my bike across country. I did. Cheated. I had a tour bus with a trailer, so it could rain or something. Or if I just wanted to bail, I could. But I rode across country, and I'd never seen America like that. You talk about how big it is, and expansive. And I saw all the little pockets on a bike.
Yeah.
And I would. I'd stop at one of my favorite birthdays was here in Austin. I've never been to Austin.
I can't move.
I've been to Austin. Pulled up on 6th Street with my birthday. I was riding with the guys. Like, what are you going to do for your birthday? And at that time, it was campus. I said, I understand that. And I found a bar. It was right around closing. And I saw the DJ packing up, and I said, can I use your microphone? And he recognized me, so he's like, oh, yeah. And I went up there, and I just started talking shit. And, but it was just like, teasing the bar staff as they're cleaning up, talking to patrons, and, get it home fast, buddy, and all that shit.
Right.
And people laugh, and it was like I used to do street comedy in New York. It kind of reminded me of that, like building a crowd. And after a while, people stopped and listened. Now, I'm not a tech-savvy dude. Twitter had come out. And I guess people had started tweeting like, yo, it's just crazy. Dave Chappelle just in here ranting. Man, it might have took like an hour. That place was packed. And I must have stayed on stage 3 or 4 hours.
Wow.
And they closed the door. They locked the door because it was after hours. And I was in there killing it. It was
Wow.
best birthday I ever had. One of the best birthdays I ever had. Sometime around when I turned 40, I just decided that I'm going to have fun. Like right now, this is a weird thing to talk about, but after DMX passed and Black Rob, and, now far more often people from my peer group pass away. And it just makes me feel like, it's not a midlife crisis, it's almost the opposite of that. It's like, look, I know I don't get to stay here forever. My time is limited and precious, and I don't take any of these things for granted. I don't take this money for granted, this platform, and I'm not talking about the fame platform, I'm talking about comedy. This genre, like, I make it. This genre, it's been so good for me. My social life, the people that I've met, the friendships that I've had, some that I've lost along the way, these memories we make. As the years go on, I'm like, what a special, special way to live your life.
Yeah.
And to see the world. Like, it's like when we did those dates. where were we in
Tacoma.
Seattle and Utah, was it? Salt Lake City?
Yeah.
And one of those nights there was a massacre in Dayton. It's not far from where I live. You know, people where I live hang out in Dayton.
Was that the night we were there?
We were together when that happened. That same night, the guy that owned one of those comedy clubs in New York was murdered too. It was like a really dark night, and I'd found all this out right before I was going on. Like, you didn't know. You were already on stage as this news was unfolding. I'm sure you got an earful when you got off.
Yeah.
But I was like, phew. You know, during the run, we would go places and I'd see flags at half staff, and I'm like, oh shit, that's for like my city. It really hit home. And the best part of that experience was being with comedians. If anything bad ever happens, comedians are who you want to be with. You know, 9/11, I was in a room full of comedians because I had to, you know, I was staying on West Broadway and Canal Street, which is not far from the Trade Center. So, but Canal Street, I'm on the north side of the street. From the south down, the city was evacuated, so I got to stay in my hotel. But during the day, we didn't know that. I had a new baby, and I ended up going to a comedian's house that lived in Greenwich Village. A bunch of comedians were there. As bad as that day was, that was the room to be in. It's something that these guys and girls have always inspired courage in me and levity in me. There's some subtext of comedy that everything's going to be okay.
I spent the day with Joey Diaz and Ralphie May.
Oh, wow. And
Yeah.
9/11?
Yeah.
Yeah, like who else would you have rather been with? When you think back of the tragedy, I bet you can think of 4 or 5 things you laughed at
Yeah.
that day. Not about the tragedy, but we just laugh.
We were high as fuck, and we were just freaking out about the fact there's no planes. Like, look at this guy. There's no planes. There's no planes.
It's that. Comedians,
Yeah.
you know, it's funny that this genre is under attack because to me, this is the everything's going to be okay genre.
It's under attack because people have this ability to complain about things now, and then people pile on. It's a new thing, and they realize it's very useful. It's a good weapon, and if you choose targets, you could take targets out. You can go after them, and so it becomes a hobby. It becomes a hobby like if you see a window and you got a rock, you feel like throwing that rock. And so a lot of times these targets aren't justified, but you can find a justification. You could say, oh, they put these words together in this order, and if you look at it in quotes written down on paper, you go, oh, well, this is ableist, or this is this, or this is that. This is something we can attack. Let's attack. This is transphobic. This is homophobic. Attack. And it's a recreation. It's recreational outrage.
It is exactly. You know, the last time I came on your show when Donnell was here, and I fucked up. I looked at the comment section. I'll never do that shit again. I'll never do that shit. First comment is somebody said, Dave looks like he stinks. Word. Like, word. Like, what did I do? What did I ever do to you, bud?
When RZA was on with Donnell, that's the first thing I said to Donnell after the show. I go, hey, man, that was fun. Don't read the comments.
Yeah.
Don't read the comments.
No, don't.
And Donnell just dove right into that comments, and he was on a deep spiral of mental illness for several days.
Yeah, he said, man, I kept saying I interrupt, son. Yeah, yeah, I heard all about it. We was on tour after that. He was traumatized.
He got shook. I told him, stay out of there. Don't read that shit. You're the same person. You don't want to be affected by those people.
No, you don't.
No, because they just want to bring you down to their level. They're miserable.
But whoever wrote that comment that said Dave looks like he stinks is probably going to watch this and be like, nailed it. So congratulations, motherfucker. And I can't wait to read your comment about me commenting on your comment. You're in the big time, bitch. Your mother stinks. Comment on that, too.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, comments. Comments are a weird thing.
I mean, it is. But like you say, and here's the rub, you can just not read them.
Yeah.
Or you can just not click on that special that's going to hurt your feelings. At a certain point, you got to look at this shit like food. What are you eating? What are you putting in your mind?
That's what I keep saying about me when people get outraged about my podcast. I'm like, well, you don't have to listen to it. Like, why are you listening to it, looking for things that are pissing you off? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's like listening to someone's ass when they take a shit and be like, ew, you farted. well, what the fuck are you doing in here anyway? What's wrong with these people?
Well, people are looking to get mad.
There's plenty of things to be authentically mad about.
Yes.
And
but those are confusing and frustrating.
It takes time, patience, research.
Yeah,
Right.
There's a lot going on.
Why
with those.
do that?
Yeah,
Why do all that?
yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just I'm optimistic about the future, but I think because I've never seen these things before, I can't quite call where it's going.
It's a challenging time, but human beings have always done better than the previous generation. Every single generation, if you follow like Steven Pinker's work, from the beginning of time, from recorded history to now, it's the safest time to be alive ever, and it's a very clear trend. We struggle, we have conflict, there's ups and downs, there's mistakes, and there's good decisions, but ultimately things become safer, they become better, we accept each other more. I mean, think about like when I was a kid, gay marriage was impossible. Like you couldn't get married if you were gay.
Right.
And whenever they would propose it, people would freak out.
Right.
Now it's nationwide. It's like things change. Even though there's more violence now than ever before, I mean, there's not more violence now than ever before. You see it. You see violence now more than you ever have before because of social media. You could pull up Instagram videos of car accidents and gunfights and crazy shit. But the reality is there's less violence than ever before. There's less murder than ever before. It's a slow trend. And Pinker gets criticized for this because people don't want to hear that because they go, but what about all the injustice? What about all the murders? What about all the crime? There is all that shit. There is rape. All that stuff is real, but it's way less than ever before in history. And I think as time moves on, it'll get even better. There'll be hiccups. There'll be ups
But it's
and downs.
It's not less because people are sick of that behavior. It's not like these things happen less often because people had to do things to make these things happen less often. It didn't organically just be like, that's enough murder for us. We had to do some shit.
People had to do some shit.
Right. We had to, gay marriage. People had to be made aware of how people are struggling. One of the great things of that movement was when everyone started coming out the closet and everyone realized, oh, like 5 of my best friends are gay and were embarrassed when we were saying this, that, and the other.
Right.
And then you realize you like this person more than you like whatever prejudice you're carrying around. These types of actions are what changes.
Information. Yeah. And as more information gets out about what's avoidable and unavoidable, and the more we get to understand each other, the more we realize we have way more in common than we don't.
Right.
As time goes on, I think we're going to get better. I think our culture, our civilization will be improved upon. Like what we have now, we have now is a very unique struggle that's never existed before because it's a combination struggle, right? It's a virus, a disease, it's fear, it's anxiety, and then economic depression, all thrown in together, and it scares the fuck out of people because they're powerless. Because all of a sudden the government comes along and says you can't work. Or your business is not essential. Imagine being told you don't have an essential business.
I was.
Well, comedians are,
we're
in a
not
way.
essential.
Fortunately, podcasts were, for whatever weird reason, an essential business. So were liquor stores, which is kind of crazy.
Well, because your podcast was like a beacon of some semblance of normalcy. It didn't look something like, Joe, yeah, you look good, and the world's going on. But there's also something illusory about it.
Yeah.
Because if they see us on yachts popping bottles while they're going through this thing,
right,
they're going to feel like, well, is something wrong with me? Or like,
there's a lot of tone-deaf folks out there that didn't get that. Are out there taking that photo in front of a private jet with a Gucci bag, smiling. Like, hey, this is not the time for that.
Yeah, it's true.
Not the time for flossing.
No.
But for some people, that's like a part of their image, part of what they do.
Yeah, many people. I think that in their understanding that's almost definitively what celebrity is. Yeah, it's like, how am I going to be successful without doing that? And they sell something different than say you or I might be trying to sell.
Right. You can't. You're not selling that if you're a comic.
Yeah,
you got to be careful.
Nah, I'm trying to think. Is there a comic that flosses?
Kevin Hart flosses a little bit.
Never bothered me, though.
No, he's a happy... Well, first of all, who the fuck works harder than that guy?
Nobody. Not me. Fuck that. Fuck that.
He makes me feel lazy. He's always, like, co-producing some project and animating some movie and doing a voiceover of this and starring in that and then doing a theater tour, and then he's got Jumanji 5 coming out. He's always got something happening.
And he's relentlessly kind. and everyone that works with him looks elated and
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah.
He's not a tyrant. He's like hanging out with a self-help book or some shit. He just makes you feel good.
Yeah, he's
He's
a
a-
powerful guy.
Hard, impossible not to like him.
Yeah.
And in fact, in my mind, he's a great case scenario that a good person can do well in
Yeah.
life. Because there are some cynics that believe that they can't. I don't know about any crime behind that fortune. He's just a good dude.
No,
the
he's
whole
just a good
time.
dude. You can be a good person and make it. It's just the problem is like making it is usually connected to ambition, which is usually connected to aggression. It's usually connected to someone who's like really fiercely trying to succeed, and a lot of that is usually in a lot of people's eyes that's at any cost. Ruthlessly trying to get through the maze of show business of life to succeed.
Well, and some people, back to incentives, adopt this ruthlessness thinking, well, that's how things get done.
Yeah, yeah.
If I can't do this, then I'll never make it. And that's a myth. Sylvester Stallone had a great quote on the Actors Studio. He's talking about Rocky being a metaphor for acting and saying that some of the best actors he knew were so sensitive that they couldn't survive the environment. So some of the greatest talent that he witnessed, the masses will never see because they couldn't navigate the rocks as far as commerce is concerned. And that was his fight, so to speak.
Yeah. I would imagine that's. I mean, there's actors that are like real artists. When they're putting together a role, whether it's a Denzel Washington or a Daniel Day-Lewis or you know what I mean? There's like levels of acting, and there's a certain level where they're not like just a regular guy trying to be famous. They got some thing that they've tuned into.
Right.
They can become Gary Oldman. They can become a person.
Man, Daniel Day-Lewis, that motherfucker. Think about it. When he's not working, he's like making shoes and shit.
Yeah.
He's not on what I call the whole stroll, that red carpet. He ain't doing that shit.
No.
He's a serious actor. He's a great artist, and that's why he makes a premium for his work.
I think he quit